So is that it? I think that's it, Sheri. Am I right? Well, if that's the case, everyone, thank you and welcome here to a CarmCast. We didn't have sound, Sheri, so we must have done something wrong on playing that video.
I'm not sure what happened to that video. It worked in the trials.
It worked in the trials. Hey, welcome everyone. It's CarmCast on a Wednesday. And I'm telling you, this was one of the most exciting things that I wanted to do this year, just before Virtual Vision, was to get together with this incredible group of friends. And of course, the executive director of the Midwest Auto Care Alliance, Sheri Hamilton, who's here with us. When I look at the schedule and I see all the things that you have planned, you're holding up pretty well.
It's a pretty packed schedule. We're packed. 50 sessions and growing.
That is just an understatement. And and I kind of reviewed the agenda today, going from March 2nd, which is a light day, an opening session. I can't wait to ask about that, down to Thursday, March 11th. What is that, 9-10 days of sheer training that you would normally probably get in 3 days in Kansas City.
Right. Even more training than you can fit in. When 3 days,
more than ever. Jerry Holcom is with us, one of Vision's co-founders.
Morning, Carm.
Past president and owner of S&S Service in Kansas City. Hey, Jerry.
Thank you.
Tim Davison is with us, the current president of MWACA and owner of Chumley's Auto Care in Indianola, Iowa.
Good morning, Carm.
Hey, Tim, are you under any pressure to perform here?
No, they just have the gun to my head, so to speak.
Well, you're the president, and you have to look at the schedule and go where they tell you to go, right?
That's right.
Is that how it works?
Do as I say.
And of course, Ron Haugen is with us, from a former shop owner, trainer, coach. We knew you were late. By the way, we'll just tell a little story behind the scenes. We were all wondering why you were late. We figured you were cutting up some extra limes.
I have staff to do that.
Are you in Mexico?
Absolutely.
Yeah, everyone gets the lime connection there. Okay, great. Well, so unprecedented. By the way, I'm going to put my face up full here so you all can see my back screen. Sheri, I have to say this: when we all think about the last time we went anywhere as an industry, and that we will say for the next 10 years, where were you? What was the last event you attended in 2020? The vision's going to come out of our mind.
Right.
It's going to come out and it was Vision 2020. That was the last event for probably almost all of us, I bet.
I think it was the last normal thing I think a lot of us experienced.
Exactly. And we just snuck by it by the skin of our teeth too.
Skin.
Right.
And
that's all you need.
In fact, I think I recorded like 16 episodes while I was there in my wonderful Vision studio, and we were saying, should we talk about masks? Should we talk about this pandemic? And I think
it'll go away.
Yeah,
right. That's no big deal.
We were all in denial. So here is the premier event in our industry, Vision High Tech Training and Expo. And the challenge would be how do you pull off Vision in 2021 virtually? And I got to tell you, you haven't missed Expo. You haven't missed opening session. You haven't missed anything. I can't imagine what it's going to take and what it has taken to get us there so far. And I want to encourage everyone who's listening that I think you've got a deadline. If they want to get some kind of kit, they need to register soon.
Yeah, they need to register by Friday to get the box. So everyone who registers gets a box in the mail. This is the box, and it's filled with lots of goodies that I can go over later. But you need to register by this Friday to get the box.
And it's visionkc.com.
Yes.
And I'll tell you, you've got an amazing website going, so easy to see and to find and to see. I noticed a couple of things, and gang, chime in, let this be a conversation. But here I want to act as if I was an individual who is on the fence about, signing up for all this virtual training. And I like the fact that Monday is a light day and the following Thursday is a light day. And you've got some real heavy training days inside, but you've also mixed in an opening session. You've got exposition to meet vendors and see products. Give us a virtual tour.
Virtual tour. Well, we start off Tuesday for everybody who has registered. Join us in the afternoon. We'll have registration open for a few hours. And you think of registration, you go check in, you go get your badges. Well, it's Vision. It's virtual Vision, no stinking badges. But we do want you to check in with your phone and make sure the app works. Set your profile up. Take that time to do what you need to do. Start making connections. Our team will be online and answering questions. So that happens earlier. And then we open up with a general session, 7 o'clock in the evening. It will be similar to our on-site general session, keynote speaker. But what's great about this is where else do you get a virtual box with a bar? We send everybody who's registered a drink. So there's a welcome cocktail sponsored by Napa in your box.
That's a first for me.
Carm, do you know the thought behind that, Carm?
Yeah.
Basically, the Sheridan Bar is the place the place to network, the place to find everybody. A lot of time was spent there.
Absolutely, Jerry. And in fact, when we have open discussions on the podcast over almost 900 episodes, it rarely misses the fact that the learning and the networking really goes on at the Sheridan Bar.
Yeah.
And
We've
that
taken
is
note of that.
That is so cool.
And Napa's been very generous to sponsor the welcome drinks. So there's welcome drinks for the attendees. Everyone will have that in there. There is a T-shirt. You'll get a T-shirt. Train, sleep, and repeat. And also sponsored by Napa. And so you'll get the T-shirt in the box. Oh, and cool. There's a golden ticket. Playing cards. You'll need to bring these on the final night on Thursday evening. We're not going to tell you what's going on. Just show up Thursday night with the cards. So. All
right. I'm already getting a feel that this is different.
Exactly. Exactly.
And that's where I am so happy we're going through this, and I think that there's an awful lot of people that have gotten their box and don't know what's going on. So we're helping everyone understand that you couldn't be just another virtual training session in 2021.
We wouldn't do it if we were just going to be another just virtual event. So we're setting the bar pretty high, I think.
And we're sending the bar.
That's right.
You can always count on Ron to put it in perspective.
Right.
Carm, let me say that when all this was being discussed early on, I was really against even having Vision this year. I thought there's no way we can make it as good as it's been, and I hated to back up. And Sheri and I had a lot of talks, got together. She says, "Trust me." Well, I guess I can do that.
Yeah.
But she says, "Wait, and I'm going to do this other program that I help with, and use that as kind of an influencer on how you make your decision." The feedback from that other show was just phenomenal. I mean, it was unbelievable. Nobody had a bad thing to say. And then she broke her silence with a little bit of the secret stuff, told me some of that. I said, okay, let's go it. Cool. Made me feel really confident that it was going to be a good show.
Well, the reason you had to do it here's my opinion. Okay. Can I get up on my soapbox here? I just bought that. It was the first time I've ever shown it to my listeners when I get up on my soapbox. But my thought is think about the hybrid training that we're going to have to insert into our lives going forward. And the other thought that I had, we are probably training or infecting more people in the industry that would never go to a live vision event, that would never go to any one of, wouldn't go to a coaching group's event or anything like that. We've kind of got them to pay attention. The people that want to face-to-face, you're going to pack vision again in 2022. There's no doubt. But I think we're carrying more people forward into the concept of training. And we may even get some of them in the next 2 or 3 years to come to a live event. But I think COVID may have helped us train and bring awareness to training to more people.
Definitely. And the hybrid experience is going to be a challenge going forward for any event where you have the in-person and then you're trying to put it online. You have the challenge of the technology and the expense and the equipment that it takes to record all of those sessions and to quickly turn it and make it available or make it available live takes additional staffing, additional equipment. It becomes very, very expensive, especially with an event this size.
And it has birthed some brand new industries, Sheri, and I know you know all about that are really looking as how can they create hybrid training events that really don't cost a ton of money to try to broadcast or record. And anyway, I find that so interesting. Anything new this year besides the cocktail in the beginning and besides the cards at the end? Anything new?
Well, as far as the training, we'll have a lot of different training. We unfortunately can't have hands-on training. Obviously, we're virtual, but there is some training that's available where they're bringing video in of vehicles, and some of the trainers have some more creative things that they're doing with training. But I think one of the biggest challenges as we hear about the vision schedule is, how do I pick a class? How do I pick a class? And you don't have to pick a class this year. You don't have to worry about a class selling out. You need to be to classes live, but then the ones that you can't attend live, you can attend later by recording. Clear until April 15th, you can attend those.
So are all of your trainers going to broadcast live, or are some of them going to be on video?
Everything is live.
Everything is live. Wow. Just think of that as a logistics challenge.
It is. It is. Yes.
I can't even imagine you had a half hour to give to me for this show to talk about. You know, what's really cool is that you all seem very relaxed. You all seem extremely confident. I mean, I know you pin a lot on Sheri,
I might be dipping into these.
Yeah. But you know, at what, 20 days before, you know, you're all holding up extremely well. Hey, tell me about the opening session. Is there a special guest that we could know about?
I'll let you go ahead and talk about that, Ron.
We do have a keynote speaker in total, keeping on track with what we've done with the live vision. I mean, that was the goal here, is to make it feel as real and as live as we could, being a virtual event. And so we are having the keynote speaker. We've got Mark Schumann, who's the drummer from Pink Floyd, is going to be our keynote speaker. I've had an opportunity to review some of his video and stuff that he had sent to us, and this is a dynamic, energy-driven guy. I'm pumped up about it. I'm very excited about it.
So I remember
when was the last time you went to a virtual training event and you had Mark Schumann as a keynote speaker, and the people putting the event on sent you alcohol in the mail? I mean, this is the place to be.
It sounds like my days as a rock musician.
Last week.
Yeah.
I remember seeing Pink Floyd in Toronto a bunch of years ago, And it was kind of virtual for me too.
There wasn't any haze. Wasn't any haze hanging around there, was there, Carm?
Oh my God, I can't believe-
my
I
Wait,
think
wait.
I think something else worth circling back around to is what Sheri mentioned, though, is because that's been a big deal. And when I had my shop, I had technicians that would be like, "Oh yeah, I took the GDI class. That was really good, but man, I wished I could have taken the CAN bus class, but they were at the same time." I mean, this is the biggest value you're ever going to get. I mean, you can literally you pay to attend. And yeah, you can take a live class, but you can also go back in and visit as many of the other classes as you want. I mean, that's this. We're bringing the best valued automotive training that I've ever seen in my career.
You got it,
So
Ron.
let's
It helps
talk
to be a
about
member
that.
because you get that forever.
I'm sorry, Tim.
It helps to be a member of MWACA because then you get that training, access to that training forever, versus if you just sign up for Vision and you get it for a short period of time.
Well, that's a great point, Sheri. Why don't you tell the audience that, you are taking memberships from all over?
Yes, we've opened up membership. And so now you don't have to be right here within the Midwest. We have members from the East Coast clear to the West Coast that have joined. And this new virtual environment makes it much easier to partake and be part of a community, get the information, the assets, the mentorship from that. So membership is open. It's only $275 a year. But what it does is our sessions will all be in our training library. So if you're a MWACA member and if you attended Vision, you'll have access to this training for as long as you're a member. If you are not a MWACA member, you'll still have access to the training, but only through April 15th. So April 15th, we shut it off at midnight. Kind of like when your taxes are due.
Duh.
It's taxes.
Raise your hand if you're paying taxes this year. I see. Okay. Hey, so let's talk about. I came on to, I did not go in and see the depth of the registration, Sheri, but can a shop, is there a single shop? Is it per technician? Help me understand how that works.
So it's per technician. So each will have a login. You have access on your mobile device and on a desktop. So only allowed one login at a time. And that device will allow you to access training. During the training sessions, they're live. There's a Q&A. Some of the sessions have polling. There's a chat feature, all within one screen. So that's why we recommend that you attend training via the desktop, because that's just really too much to put in the real estate on your mobile device. So you can attend training and then you can go back and watch it later. So it'll take us about 24 hours to get the recordings back online for everybody to watch those. And there's an advantage if you attend training live. So a lot of people may have registered for a virtual event and you expect to, I'll watch the recordings. We have an extra incentive, $30,000 worth of prizes being given away. You get, we're a pretty competitive industry. So you work your way up on a leaderboard by attending classes live. You'll get a code during that class, filling out the surveys, meeting with exhibitors. And we have a few other challenges and things along the way to allow you to earn points. What that does is that gets attendees engaged. It creates a community, and there's an incentive, a little carrot dangling at the end, $30,000 worth of prizes. You have to be present to win.
30,000 for a group of people, not just for one person.
Right, $30,000 prizes given away.
The higher you are on the leaderboard, the greater chance you have at getting that 30K, a piece of that 30K.
Exactly.
Right. But it's not only like the top people on the leaderboard. So we may say Thursday at 2:00, whoever is position number 50 at 2:00 will win this. So it doesn't matter where you are, and you can get engaged, and everyone has an opportunity to win. And then there's a golden ticket that Napa did. Everyone will have this in their box, and you scratch it, and there's a number in there to where we'll be calling some prizes and things on that as well.
How cool. I mean, you guys have thought of everything?
I hope so.
But wait,
Wow.
there's more.
Wait a minute.
We haven't even talked about the virtual trade show, the exhibitors.
Yes. Yeah. Let's talk about it.
So you'll be able to connect with exhibitors throughout the event. A lot of them have show specials. They have pages that will have all of their information you can download. There's a video showcase. Just how you walked into the expo before, you would walk past that new product showcase. We have that new product showcase digitally. So you can go in and look at all those items and all the information. And then Thursday is our exhibitor showcase. You're actually going to have an opportunity to meet with exhibitors on the exhibit hall floor and a virtual exhibit hall floor and connect with them with video. So it's really cool the way that you move around and can move from booth to booth. And the minute you move into that booth, your video pops up, and we're excited about that. It's something that we haven't seen in this industry before. So you'll be able to have some face connections, which will be nice.
What
Sheri,
else, Ron?
Sheri, for 25 years, I've not been able to walk through the trade show, the expo, because I get pulled aside, Jerry this, Jerry that, Jerry that. Does this mean I'm finally going to be able to see it?
Yes.
Fantastic.
Exactly.
Any new faces that are part of the training group? As you select all the different classes and topics that have been selected, Sheri, any new faces this year?
Any new faces? I mean, you'll see a lot of familiar faces, new faces, or, bringing in Steve Beck, Bruce McDowell. There's some new technical trainers. We're just really providing a wide variety of topics for owners, managers, technicians, service advisors, and then educators. We're working on releasing information about the Friday Educator Think Tank. That is still happening. It's not on the schedule yet, but that will be happening on Friday. So
that's a great event, man. So many people talk to me about that. Wow. So this has kind of been a behind the scenes view of Virtual Vision 2021. Is that what you guys are calling it? I mean, it's okay to say Virtual Vision, right?
Yep, it's virtually vision. So it's kind of vision, but virtually vision.
Virtually vision. And so if every technician has a login and they could watch it desktop and mobile, but they're working during the day, we're encouraging everyone to get their butts home and invest the time in this, 7, 8, 9 days session and get this training under your belt. No different than if you had traveled to KC, stayed in the hotel. I'll tell you, I don't know about you guys, Tim, Jerry, you guys have shops. Will we ever stop training to the degree that we are today? Hell, it used to be 40 hours a year. Now they're telling me it's 100.
Yep.
Things change so fast, you got to keep training more than ever before. And
Right.
and I think you kind of hit the nail on the head, Carm, as far as this is cracking open the new way we're going to do things. It's going to allow shops that maybe couldn't afford to send everyone or couldn't afford the downtime to travel to Vision, to travel to KC. Now they can do it virtually. Future, they can attend personally, or they can go virtually.
I was speaking to a shop owner the other day. He called me up and he said, "Hey, how do I get my guys to attend training?" After I picked myself up off the ground, I said to him, "Look in the mirror. I think that is where your problem may be."
Mm-hmm.
Yet, we will sign up our technicians for Vision, Sheri, and they may not get where they need to get. From your heart, tell the world that if they're committed, they need to participate.
Oh, absolutely. You can sign up, but it's just like the scan tool. It doesn't do you any good to sit there and not use it. You need to learn how to use it. You need to use it. So that training is the same way. It doesn't do you any good to just sign up if you don't partake and get involved in it and ask questions with the instructor. Some of these sessions are during the lunchtime. So it enables shops to be able to take a lunch depending upon what time zone you're in. You can take lunch at 11 o'clock, at 12 o'clock, get your team together and attend some of the training. We'll also be giving away, what's Vision without barbecue? We can't, no. We can't send barbecue to everyone, but there's, we're going to give away some Jack Stacks catered lunches. And so they're going to ship a lunch to the team for 8 to 10 people for you to have lunch and do the training. So
you thought of everything.
Let me throw in something that I found. I've got a technician that has a little bit of interest in moving up into management possibly someday. He asked me when Vision, the classes come out, do you mind if I take a management class this year?
Wow.
So now he'll have access to all of them, all the tech, all the management.
And by signing everyone up on your team, I mean, when you're looking at the cost, it's minimal when you don't have the travel and the expenses and the food. Everyone gets a login. You don't have to worry about who's logged in and whether somebody else is using it and in the middle of a class. You can have logins available for every one of your team, and they can attend the training when they want to and not have to worry about sharing that login. That's a nightmare. So yeah.
Let's do the math. Let's do some simple math. I'm going to get on a plane and travel to Kansas City, and I'm going to book a hotel room, and I'm going to pay for my training and my event, and of course the bill at the Sheridan bar. Okay, and when you add it all up, I don't care. It's just one plane. It's $1,000 here. It's $1,000. You just add them up into $1,000 increments. Okay, it doesn't matter. How many guys that I know that brought 4 or 5 people from their shop and probably spent themselves a great $8,000 or $9,000.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah, and more. So even if it was the $1,000 for the hotel and the travel per person, you're already saving that. And this is to me the biggest part of Virtually Vision is that, I really wanted to go to that class, but I went to this one. You have the world is your oyster at Virtually Vision this year. And the other thing that you can still do is if you sent your people to different classes and then they all came back and we huddled back, at base camp, tell us what you learned. You can still do that inside your shop and parse out the different courses. And then, because remember, when people teach, they learn better when they can share what they've learned and become intimate with the data. So as a shop owner, don't give up the responsibility you have in assigning classes and then reteaching them.
You'd really have to be some kind of stupid to not do this.
What do you really feel, Ron?
And that's why you're here.
Here's Ron too.
You're in or you're out.
And that's why you're here.
I got Sheri here with me.
All right, you guys. You have those cardboard cutouts. Can anyone tell us the history of those cardboard cutouts?
Oh,
This was
it would take a long time.
All right, okay.
This was something Jerry started with Flat Jerry that got sent around the world.
Have you ever heard of the Flat Stanley project for kids?
No.
Look at Sheri.
You can Google it. Instead of Flat Stanley, Jerry Holcom did Flat Jerry, and he has traveled 2,690 miles from Kansas City to be here with me today.
2 million.
Hey, look who's with us. Howard.
Hey, Howard.
Hey, Howard.
Take a picture of us, Howard.
I know,
here.
right?
I know, huh?
Right? Oh.
And this is an interesting question or comment. Just in case we can't watch all of the classes we wanted, can we pay more for an extension to watch?
Yep. $275 fee, and you're a member, and you've got it for life.
Plus all kinds of other benefits. So you have access as long as you're a member.
Let me see. I think I saw a flat cardboard Ron sitting in the stands at the Super Bowl.
He was rooting for the Chiefs.
Oh my!
It cost
All right.
$110.
I thought that was Ron running across the field.
Well, Bob is with us. He'll be teaching at Vision this year, I do believe.
Yes.
What about this one, guys? Are you going to have any classes addressing the stress and anxiety owners are going through operating in this COVID-19 environment? Any support groups on coping tips and tricks?
So we've had some sessions as MWACA, providing, support and how to address different issues within your business and within our Facebook group for our MWACA members.
Yeah.
Because there seems to have been, some focus on that, we wanted to get back to the training and how you can improve, things with your business. But those opportunities and those discussions are available for MWACA members as well, too.
And just to mention that, Harry, we did a ton of shows, podcasts, and lives back in the day, March, April, realizing that we all needed to get together and discuss, what are you doing? What are you doing? Here's the rules. Here's the laws. Here's the PPP. I think to your point, Sheri, many of us have covered these things in sessions when it really counted and mattered. Not that it doesn't matter now, but right. I think we've developed our stride as an industry in how to live in a touchless world and give, if you will, virtual service.
Exactly. And what I love about this industry is they're not afraid to share what they've done right, what they haven't, they've failed at, to be able to share with other people. And a lot of times you can find that community, and you need that community through an association. You can't really get this as a one shot for the training. There's sometimes just little questions that come up. It's great to be able to have that group to bounce out.
So let's round this thing out with this great, I couldn't have asked Paul Smith to do anything better. He says, where do I become a member?
There you go.
It's MWACA.org. So MWACA.org. So, and if you become a MWACA member before you register for Vision, you get discounted pricing. So,
Sign up, Paul.
Yeah. Sign up, Paul. Thank you. Well, this was great. If Ron wasn't here to bring, the levity, this would have been very boring.
That's why they keep me around, Carm.
Yeah, I know. I mean, every time I think that they're going to put you out to pasture, Ron, you are at the head of the line.
I've noticed that.
Cutting the lines.
So, Tim Davison, current president of MWACA, thanks for being here. Of course, Ron Haugen, Sheri Hamilton, executive director, and of course, my friend Jerry Holcom. Thank you all for being here and sharing this, if you will, very relaxed behind the scenes thing for Virtually Vision. We're going to miss being and seeing all of you, yes. But there is no doubt, this is going to be the class event virtually than it would have been if it was live.
Definitely. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody online. So it's the next best thing. So lots of air hugs, and we're going to have fun.
Great way to end it. Thanks, Sheri.
Thanks, Carm.